DC here. Hi, guys and gals. Well, Sunday morning. Cappuccino. Yeah. I just felt like spoiling myself and just made myself one. It's nice. So, what are we going to talk about today? Well, I don't know really. There was a different series of things that one could chat about, of course. I mean, there's so many things going on in the world this day. If you think about Christmas as well is coming up. We're in December. So we're all busy, aren't we? Like I always say, it's the crazy month of the year. I've said it before, I can't always say I like December because December is just like stress building up to, well, to a climax, which will be Christmas, which is usually, I mean, it's nice, but when you have the children which are older, everybody kind of spreads out everywhere, and yeah, I mean, you get together, but it's not quite the same. I mean, because the nuclear family expands into its own arms. We can almost put it that way. This year is particularly special because, well, as in the last few years, actually, Mrs. DC will be working for Son of DC. You'll be working, and I think in Christmas they'll mostly be on his wife's, on my daughter's side of the family, and I will be going on Christmas Day, I guess, with my son's partner because the second Son of DC is going to be working in a camp for, I'm not quite certain actually, for his favorite children or something like that, and it's over the whole Christmas period, Christmas and New Year's. So he's away like for 10 days in the mountains with this group, and so his on Christmas Day, I'll be doing things with his partner. I think we'll be actually going and visiting some friends, I think, of his. Anyway, we'll see how that'll work out. Wasn't too long ago, I was reading must have been a blog somewhere. It was somebody who was looking at the Beverly Hillbillies reruns, probably, with his children, and the children were finding it dumb, I suppose. And I was thinking about that at one point. I was thinking, like when we start comparing things that we liked as kids and what they look at or what they consider cool, hip, or important, or whatever you want to, whichever term you want to use. It's kind of funny because we, like when we look at some of the shows that we watched or some of the things you could say, well, that was awful silly. But I guess the thing is that like you take the Beverly Hillbillies, that was really much a kind of a show of showing like you can take them out of their home, put them into another place, and the whole idea there was to try and gentrify them, make them become somebody. When really at the end they already were somebody. That is interesting, isn't it? I mean, because it's out of a bit that difference between, I would almost say, snobs and slobs. The thing, what I found is that if you think about it, the Beverly Hillbillies showed a group of people that didn't deny who they were when they were brought into some other surroundings. They didn't recreate themselves. They kept their, I was going to say their down to earth wisdom. Were they naive? Yeah, I guess they were. I mean, you think about it in that way. I mean, don't forget this is a television show. I mean, and it wasn't meant. I mean, to be completely real life. Completely real life. It wasn't meant to be real life at all. But I was just thinking, like, how many stories have you heard? I mean, I think we've all heard of stories about people winning lotteries or whatever, and first off, becoming completely different people very often losing everything they had, and that can be actually family and everything else, in very little time, to go back and be actually worse off condition than they were before. And why? Because basically they cut themselves off not only from their roots, but from their internal roots. Am I trying to say that getting better in life? Even using that word's not nice, but earning more money, having more a different standing. I mean, like a nicer home or whatever. I think you know what I'm getting at. Does that mean that it's wrong? No, it doesn't. I think that when you think about it, the fact of denying who you are at your core. I mean, it doesn't mean that if you were born poor, blue collar, or whatever, that you are without brains, that you're without wisdom, without kindness. So often things are valued just by how much money you have or how much possessions you have and so on. Now, I mean, here I am talking to a camera, putting this on YouTube. Now, that is very first world problems, isn't it, discussing it in this way? I mean, many people wouldn't have that possibility. And yet, I mean, you know what I'm talking about. I'm certain you do, is that the fact is that down to earth goodness, kindness, acceptance is something that doesn't go with how thick your pocketbook is. You've heard the expression, and it's been taken up to its extremes, make blank, blank, blank great again. Well, frankly, I think that if you're great in the beginning, you'll be great at the end. But sometimes you forget what makes you great. I say you in a generic sense, meaning myself as well. Yeah, I think that is probably one of the things, is that to be preached upon continuously as how you should act and so on is something that I guess got down people's throat after a while. And probably, I guess a lot of people want to learn to keep on being themselves. Now, it's hard. It's hard to get around that. I'm not going into a political discussion here, but I do believe that, nevertheless, is that the world today is trying to take people and put them into a mold. And the fact is that there's many molds. There's as many molds as there are people. And we're all, in my beliefs, we're all created unique. And you don't have to be a believer to realize, I mean, that every person is different. And like I say, that makes the mold different, doesn't it? So to be great, does that mean to, be oneself and not take any regard to the others? No, I think to be great is to be yourself and to be part of that common greater good. Oh boy, am I getting into it now? Yeah. No, I'll stop here actually, because I mean, to continue on with this discussion, you can either get into nature, virtue, nurture. You can get into beliefs. It is a lot of things that can be discussed. It's just a starting point. And I can hear Mrs. DC waking up. So I guess I'll have to sign off, because we'll be having breakfast together in a minute and off to church. Okay. DC signing off. That's all, everybody. Take care and hope you have a great Sunday.